Good evening and welcome to another episode of my Cherie, the alternative and the avant-garde TV show that devoted to art, beauty, photography, music and much more. My name is Cherie Laurent and I am going to be your host for tonight's episode. Tonight I have a special program for you. We start tonight with a clip I created, and it's about life. It's encouraged people to see the beauty of life and see the positive side of life, because life is beautiful. Australia have the highest rating of suicide in male and also the highest rating in suicide in transgender and teenage people. And it's sad I made this clip for anybody thinking about it, just to see how life is beautiful and how life is worth to be living. So let's start with this clip that I put together for your eyes only. The reason I show this clip and I created this clip, which is Loving Life, it's because, as I said, Australia have the highest rating of male suicide, transgender suicide and teenage suicide. And one of the things I wanted to say, there is, which I support a lot, Beyond Blue, and you could find their name on the internet. And I am personally one of the people who use their service a lots of time when life really hit me hard in the guts. And yes, I was thinking of ending my life a lots of time. And sometimes just a telephone call to someone that you could talk to when life takes you down. Through my transition, and I have an interview about it on CBS in America, I was attacked 28 times between Sydney and between Melbourne and between New Zealand. And I was bashed twice. My bash was a gang bash by a group of guys, and they surrounded me and they broke my nose. I was in the hospital, and one of them was the first week I arrived to Sydney. So I was going to lunch next to Town Hall, and there were Lebanese, and they surrounded me and they called me every single name, and there was a group of them, and they attacked me and they beat me up and they broke my nose. And what was more shocking, no one ever did anything or yelled or screamed, and I was covered with blood. And there was only one woman, she was a nurse. One person called the ambulance, and this woman waited until they finished because she was scared of them, and I was completely disoriented and covered with the blood. She got out of her car, she threw a blanket on top of me, and they called the ambulance and they took me to the hospital. So these are one of the times, that's only one time, imagine 28 times going through transitioning and dealing with people insecurity. It's got nothing to do with basically who I am. It was all about clearly their insecurity. So to go through all this and be able to stand again on my feet every time and be positive and keep going, I wasn't hero. There's lots of time when I thought of ending my life, and I think was someone advised me to call Beyond Blue, and they did help a lot. They did talk to me a lot, and I needed someone because at that time I was foreign. I didn't know anybody in this country, and I was just basically being beaten up. No family, no friend, nobody. I was just by myself. And it's a painful feeling to feel this will happen to you in a foreign country. So my advice is going through the journey is hard, but also the reason I created this clip just recently, a friend of mine, his girlfriend, and she's a biological female, she was raped, and apparently was again raped, and she killed herself. And when things like this happened, it's very hard to even adjust or survive. I still don't understand why any human being do this to another human being. And when things like this happened, and I talked about it in a lots of interviews, you just need to find the strength inside you and keep going, because that's where they say there's a hero deep inside yourself that will help you to go through this hard time. And I guess it's my background and it's my religion and my love to my mom, because she's an older lady. I didn't want to kill myself because I don't want to break her heart. And here I am today. I survived all this. And actually, as my mom always used to say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But unfortunately, this girl gone, and it's broke my heart, broke everyone loves her heart. And I put this clip because I thought if she just managed to talk to someone, maybe she would be with us today. So if you or anyone you know going through violence, going through bash, through bully, through rape, just look at me. I survived 28 time bash and attack by myself. I'm not strong and I never ever violent. And also I survived rape too. And I stood up on my feet. And yes, through every time I wanted to kill myself. And Beyond Blue helped me. And also lots of counseling helped me to stand on my feet again and not to feel victim. And one thing I always talked about, those people who do this to you, they will never win if you stood up to yourself and held yourself high, because what they did is coward, and it's not your fault. It's their type of people. They are animals, and the way you could go about it is just hold your head high and keep going and believing in yourself and think of positive. And yes, there's so many times when I thought I don't want to live anymore. So that's why I support totally Beyond Blue. I support their telephone line. Please make a call. Please talk to someone. If you think, that life getting really hard for you and you could not going, because as the clip I showed, life is beautiful and it's worth living and it's worth to fight for. Never, ever, ever let anyone try to take it away from you. Tonight I will be taking you to another creative work, and it is the Russian Queen Palace. There was only one Russian queen in Germany, and she has the most and the amazing palace, the Charlotte Palace. Obviously I didn't pronounce it well. The name will come on the screen, and I photographed everything I could photograph of this palace because I just thought it's beautiful. Now, if you ever heard about the Amber Room, the Amber Room originally created in this palace, and it's worth 225 million euro, and it has over 300 kilograms of amber. And obviously all the stories about how they tried to hide it in the Second War from the Nazi, and there was a big rumor that the Nazis stole it, and then they always say it disappeared and they can't find it, and there's a lots of theories that may be stolen, maybe burned, and in the end they have to recreate it again. And it's actually not in the palace now because it's being given as a gift to the Tsar of Russia. So the room got created back in Russia now, in the palace in Russia, and it was more harder to recreate it because most people who dealt with amber, and amber by the way created from tree, and it's available through water. So to get amber you have to go through the ocean and you fish for it, and it's always float on the tree and comes on the surface of the water. It's created from the trees, so it do burned, and there was a big theory that the whole amber room was burned by mistake by the Soviet, but they could not say that because they didn't want to say that they destroyed their own treasure, so they blamed it on the Nazi. And in the end they just thought, you know what, we can't find it, so let's go and build another one. So it exists now, but not in this palace. I put a reference for what the amber room look like, but this amber room that you're going to see in this palace is actually in Russia. That was all for tonight. I hope you did enjoy the palace and the art and everything I offered to you. And always remember, life worth to be living. So never ever ever give up. And if you found someone that need help, sometimes a telephone call, sometimes a word, sometimes just conversation for someone or with someone in a dark place could change their life, could save them. So please always be aware of people around you, and if you need to talk to someone, always look. There is Blue and their number is always on the website, and I tried them myself. They were very helpful when life did kick me out lots of times and I was in a place where I thought I don't want to live anymore, and I made this call to Blue. And I really recommend, if anyone going through a hard time of depression or going through disaster like what happened, make the call. Call this number and you're always gonna find someone to talk to, and it's always help, because whatever happens in life, time will help and time will make you get over things, and you always could find the strength deep inside your heart, inside your soul, that keep you going, and always becomes in the past. Look for the future. So as I always say, take care of yourself, take care of the people you love and people around you. More love, more kindness, more compassion, more understanding. It will make the whole world a better place for you and for me and for anybody live around. So until next week, if you like to support me, Instagram account Cherie Laurent, or if you miss any of the show, subscribe to Vimeo, and it is http://vimeo.com/My Cherie TV. The music also on YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, everywhere. You could contact me through LinkedIn, or you could contact me through YouTube. I love you. And just in case, before I go and before you get the kiss, the look is today, I thought at the beginning inspired by Beyonce, Goldfinger, but then my girlfriend, she said you look like Tina Turner, and then someone said it looks like Whitney Houston. I want to dance with somebody. Whatever it is, I love change, and as long as it gave you a smile and make your night and make you happy, that's what's important. Again, I love you. Have a good night. Take care.